Good morning. Welcome to my channel, Solitude and Sailing. This is a sailing YouTube channel, but today we're going to be working on the Promaster camper van. It's a little bit of a labor of love, and as I work on this van, I begin to dream about the places we can go. Welcome to another episode of Solitude and Sailing. Sailing in Rhode Island.
Looking good.
O'Day Osprey.
Couscous is on the move. Wing on wing.
Pearson 26. Alcourt Sunfish. Pacemaker Sportfish. These are the vessels of Solitude and Sailing. Dreaming of sailing. But before we can go on some sailing adventures, I'm gonna continue my project today. It's a rainy day out, so I have a boom tent set up. I'll show you how I set that up. The camper van is gonna be used to tow my Daysailer and my Sunfish to different destinations. So I gotta make this thing nice and comfortable. I'm gonna show you what I'm working on tonight. I'm going to be working on the ceiling lights as well as the cabinetry. Prior to installing the ceiling, my son and I insulated it with, again, the pink foam and the reflective insulation. Gonna measure the halfway point and put a little marker here. The wood, the beam is right here. I don't want to cut into that. I'm gonna cut just in front of it. So see that? Right here is the halfway point. So I'm gonna cut that hole out right there. Now remember, I already have the wires. I know this is soft right here. What I'm gonna do afterwards is put a trim going across that will hold it up and then glue it onto that trim. So don't worry about that flap right now. That's not at the finishing. When I do the finishing work on it, that'll all be covered up and it won't be flapping anymore. So got the safety glasses on. This I wanted to do before the rain started. So this one wire comes up through here. Gonna connect with this one and then the next three. So I'm gonna get ready to strip it down. I like to add a little electrical tape just to keep everything extra protected. It is low voltage, but whoop. Cheap screws. Whoa. Oh, okay. I might be switching to my other screws if this happens again. It's pretty fresh. What do you think about that? That's smooth. Shiny. On. Blue. Off. Yeah. Now we got to do 2 more. We got some visitors. Hey, birdie. Hey, there's 2 of them. They're trying to find a place to make a nest in the garage. Tweedledee and Tweedledo. Hello, Tweedle. What are you doing? Did you knock my light cover over? Tweedledee, where did Tweedledo go? While you were gone, I needed to have more slack in the wire, so I actually had to undo the first light, take down the ceiling, and redo it. Apparently, after we installed the insulation, I did lose some of the slack that was supposed to be there to provide a longer extension. It's a labor of love, but for the joy that is set before us, we are enduring this hard work. Those of you that are working on your boat or you're working on your van, it's a labor of love. And for the joy that is set before you, you're willing to do it. It's worth it in the end. Oh, it reminds me of the word, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross. The joy that was set before the cross will be the blessing of a new life. So for me, for the joy that is to come, I'm enduring these moments of frustrations, but it's all worth it in the end. You know, you put something down, you're like, where did it go? You can't find it. Drop stuff, redo projects. It's a labor of love. Think about being outside of a beach somewhere, opening up the sliding doors, and there's the ocean, and you're just relaxing. Or think about being down in a national park, and you open the back doors, you're sitting in here, and it's like beautiful pine forest and waterfalls. And yes, focus on the joy that is set before you when you're going through a struggle with your build and you're having to redo things or make adjustments, or you start working on something and you realize you did it wrong and have to redo it. Don't focus on the frustration. Think about the joy that is set before you. For me, let's see. I'm thinking about yes. But that is worth it. Beautiful lights. I'm liking these lights. Lights are in. They look pretty good, I think. So I'm cutting out the sides, and I think for over here, it's about the height I want for the cabinet. That height. So I'll go make 1, 2, 3, 4 of these side pieces. Now to trace my cardboard template onto the plywood and cut out pieces to make the sides of the shelves. And we are going to move at chipmunk speed so we save some of your time. Measure twice, cut once is the motto we go by. And here you can see the end pieces attached to the base. And now for additional crossbar supports. These are going to be the crossbars that go over the top of the shelf that will connect it to the roof. Same thing other side.
And this crossbar will go up here. See the snug fit.
Here's the progress on the cabinets. This is going to be the top where it bolts into the top of the camper, and the base of it, the face of it, obviously. And I'm working on the little cabinet doors, so they're gonna hinge up like that. I just gotta do 2 more doors for here. Plus I need to get the hinges, and then I gotta do 1 more bigger cabinet for the galley area. We're getting there. Screw it up there, come on baby. My arms are tired from constantly holding things up. I think that needs to go higher. We gotta bring it higher. Right there. There we go. Woo, arms are tired. All right. So now, when I bolt into the, I mean, it's already pretty solid, but when I bolt into the 2x6s that are there, then it's really gonna stay. Push it up in the back. I'm gonna pre-drill some of these screws. Pre-drill. Just so that when I get up there, it's easier to just tack. This is high as it's gonna go back here. Paia, direto. Paia. Solid. Just gonna add a bunch more screws. first ever camper build. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just dropping screws. That's when you know it's gonna be time to take a break and eat something, because once you start dropping screws and making mistakes, time to take a break.
And those 2x6s, they're bolted into the sheet metal.
So I'm thinking she's pretty solid. It's probably excessively solid, but it does make me feel better knowing I got mad screws in there. I'm gonna do the other side. But here's a sneak peek. What do you think, man? She's coming out pretty good. Let's zoom out so you can see.
Hello.
Hey,
Don't want to scare you.
how we doing?
Which colors is he on?
That's me.
Oh. Sorry about
How we doing?
What are you making?
Camper van.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. All right, here's how she's looking so far with the bench cushions on and the new cabinets framed up. The cabinet doors are still inside. I gotta still put hinges on them and do some final finishing work to these things, but they're on and they're pretty solid. They're anchored up top, and they're also anchored to those 2x6s in the back. I know I got a lot of extra bolts on there, but I had to make sure it was going to be stable, secure. Next cabinets will be from here down for the galley. I'll do that on my next time out. What do you think? She's looking pretty good. My cushions are done too, the backrest.
My sister Yvonne, over for a morning cup of
Came out
coffee.
pretty good.
Thank you for watching another episode of Solitude and Sailing. Pretty soon we'll be hitting the water and having some sailing adventures. Come along with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.